Hey everyone, Dante here with The Raging Geek, and today I have McFarlane Toys The Witcher. This is Geralt of Rivia. This is the Netflix edition. I got this at Target. It's about $30. Now, if you haven't seen the Witcher series on Netflix, I would really suggest watching it. It's a great series. No complaints. So if you didn't know, the actor Henry Cavill, who plays The Witcher, he also plays Superman in the DC Universe movies with Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, that crew, the Justice League characters. So I got this figure at Target, $29.99. It has 22 moving parts. You know, as far as retail stores, I haven't seen any Witcher merchandise. I might have seen one other Witcher series figure, but that's about it. So, we're going to open this up, take a closer look. This is Geralt. As you can see, he does stand on his own. He comes with a branded The Witcher Netflix stand, which you can use, I guess, when you want to do some more challenging poses. He also comes with his sword, inscribed with, I don't know what, some sort of runic script here. Now, one thing I noticed, when you go to the stores, try to find a pack where the sword isn't bent. I noticed a lot of them, the sword is bent. You know, I found this one, it was pretty nice. I didn't really see any issues with it. There were some that were significantly bent. Out of 3 or 4 of these packaged action figures, like 3 of them were bent, and this was the only good one. So just be mindful of that. If you see these at Target, try to pick the good one. And he actually comes with a cloth cloak. If you can see here, it has a hood, and it has these straps here to secure it to. So pretty cool. Actual fabric. Let's take a closer look as he's spinning. Spin for me. Spin. You ever watch the series? You notice that always has this brooding voice, like nothing can brighten his day. I was purchased at Target. That cost about $30. You won't see anything like me anywhere else. I'm the Witcher in the Netflix series. Why am I hissing at the end? For $29.99, I'm a steal. So we'll take a head-to-toe look, starting from the top. He's got his salt and pepper locks here. Studded leather. And we'll go down. And as you can see, he's got some pretty good articulation. He articulates at the toe tips. He articulates at the ankles. He has double articulation at the knees. He articulates at the upper thighs, and then where the upper leg meets the hips. He has double elbow articulation. And I'm going to go through these articulations real quick. Yeah, his head moves good. The only thing is, with his hair kind of permanently fixed, kind of limits the way his head can turn. I mean, you have to kind of move his hair out of the way, so that can be an issue. But it moves from left to right, up and down. I want to say it'll tilt more down than it will up. His shoulder pads will go up a bit. This is about the extent they'll go up. They're double jointed at the elbows. His wrists will twist. Upper arms will twist. So his legs and shoulders are ball jointed, so they have some good flexibility. I mean, as you can see here. Same thing with the arms. You know, the arms are limited to the armor, so they won't really go up too high. He seems like he can move at the waist somewhat, but he's kind of encased in this armor where it restricts the motion. But I feel like underneath there might be some mechanism that lets his waist move. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, his waist does not move. There is no seam, so his waist won't move. let's fully dress Geralt in his cloak, on his stand, and with his sword, and we'll take another look. He doesn't have his sword. I'm going to get into that in a second. Just want to give you a full up and down with the cloak. There he is. Cloak pretty cool. You know, when you secure the cloak, you get some excess with the straps. I would just take those and slip them under the scale armor and behind the cloak so you don't see them, so it's more of a seamless look, and you should be fine. So this is with the cloak. This is him with the cape without the hood. Now the sword. So the sword. Where is my sword? I can't see my sword anywhere. Well, Geralt, your sword was made not very well. So his hands are very firm. So they're not malleable at all. They won't move and flex. His sword, though, is very malleable. So if you look at the sword, you see this? See how it goes like this? Yeah. This makes it almost impossible to put in his hand. You got this pommel here that makes it impossible to like slip down his hand, and frankly, you know, I tried to slip it through the thinnest part right here, which still doesn't fit in his hand, and it's so flexible here that if you try to force it, I mean, this thing is just gonna snap. So I feel like the best, I mean, I'm sure you could do it if you really want to test it. I'm not willing to do it, and frankly, I'm not risking it. I'm content with just sheathing this sword in his back. So I'll take the cloak off, and if you look here, he's got the sheath, or actually the scabbard, slung across his back here. And, you know, I'm totally content just putting it like this. But, yeah, I mean, this sword, very flexible, and a little too flexible to fit in the very restrictive grips of Geralt here. If you want to see in his other hand. I don't like holding swords. I don't know why they made my sword like jello. They made it so soft. I'm gonna break it with my kung fu grip. Yeah, the best I was able to come up with is something like this, where you kind of get the best of both worlds. You know, you get the sword exposed, you know, being sheathed in the scabbard, but at the same time, you know, you get to wear the cloak. This is McFarlane Toys, The Witcher, Geralt of Rivia, the Netflix edition. You know, I'm pretty content with this figure, aside from the fact that you can't put the sword in his hand. But other than that, I mean, it's a pretty solid figure. I mean, you could probably flex the hand somewhat where it would make it more likable to the sword. You know, let me know how it goes for you. I mean, I like the figure other than the, you know, the sword being a little finicky. Let me know if you have better luck with the sword. It's a nice figure. You know, for $30, I'm going to say it's a buy. If you really don't want to have any trouble with the sword, I would pass on it, though. Other than that, I mean, if you like what you see, I would go to your local Target and pick it up. You know, I see them, they're not too scarce at Target. Run down to your local Target, pick it up. This is McFarlane Toys, Geralt of Rivia, The Witcher. This is the Netflix edition. Pick it up at your local Target. It's about $30. You know, online I've seen it anywhere from, I want to say, $30 to about $55 with shipping. So something to take a look at if you don't see it at your local Target. This was The Raging Geek. I hope you enjoyed this video. Come again soon. Take care. I don't know why my sword is such a pain in the ass. But if you don't mind that, come get me at Target for $30. Thanks, Raging Geek.
Raging Geek. Retro. All things geek. Where geeks can be geeks. Raging Geek. Retro. All things geek. Where geeks can be geeks.